Hi. In 2017, I defended a Ph.D. dissertation about a comparative study of the local press in the United States and France. The current research will be a catch-up work aiming to update the findings. Our methodology in 2017 was micro-level analysis, such as revenue, leadership, and so on, and micro-level analysis with two case studies in Brittany, France, and in Chicago, United States. The findings in 2017 were the following. Trust decline. There was already a trust decline. And then a local press stronger in the United States than in French. Then we have a case study in Chicago in 2017, and with the findings follows as follows. Legacy media was stronger with the Tribune and a weak contender, Chicago Sun-Times. And the trust was quite high, but there was in the same time a growing wave of digital venture, less trusted. In Brittany, France, uh, we conducted survey, and the findings were West France in 2017 was a really strong newspaper, a really trusted newspaper, selling in a smaller area more than Le Figaro and Le Monde altogether all over France. The Telegram was a bright contender, and it was the only newspaper, a French newspaper, with a growing circulation. In 2025, the methodology relied on two surveys nationwide conducted by La Croix in France and the Pew Research Center in the United States, both this year in 2025. Moreover, I conducted specific survey in Chicago and Brittany in order to compare with 2017 situation. First, we need to define what is a trust in general and in the media sector. Then we have a global vision of trust in American news. The primary issue with this table stems from the use of data from different sources. Q Center, Conversation, Gallup, and so on. However, source in 2016 and 2025 are the same. The Pew Research Center. And so it's easy to compare. And we can see that we can find out that the trust in local news is down by 15%, and the drop for interest for national news is down for by 11%. Then the center compare 30 news companies, all operating news nationwide. This is a list. It's a mix of legacy newspaper, TV, traditional TV network, and digital startup. So here the graph concerning the trust. The median line separates two categories. On the left, for less trusted, in the right, for more trusted. The further from the line, from the line, the more trusted or distrusted a media is. And take a look at the picture and we will develop the conclusion. So the conclusion are the legacy media are still more trusted than established websites, even larger, even larger ones like Politico, who gained a Pulitzer Prize recently. Second conclusion, a public-funded organization like NPR, the BBC and PBS receive high trust ratings, which validates the finding of scholar Rodney Benson. In France now, according to annual survey conducted by La Croix, regional and local outlets are more trusted than national companies. Over the last 4 decades, you can take a look. Now we study the evolution in Chicago since 1917. So the Tribune is still the leading newspaper, but the reputation has suffered due to change in ownership. The current owner, Alden Global Capital, has cut expenses and laid off many journalists, and the quality is lower now. The Chicago Sun-Times now is a non-profit organization, and it operates under the umbrella of NPR. As Rodney Benson pointed out, the trust and fame of the Chicago Sun-Times are increasing. Evolution in Brittany now. The West France is still big, and the telegram is not increased anymore circulation every year. The trust for both is high but staggering. Now, American local newspapers are in danger. In 20 years, 2,500 local newspapers have closed. 20% of Americans now live in what they call media desert. No paper at all or ghost paper. with few journalists covering information. So lack of trust is not a stake. It is more other reason like advertising decline or adaptation challenge. Now the reason of the decline: journalistic wrongdoings, less journalists, less fact checking, and the quality drops. And journalists are making mistakes, and it costs a lot in trust. Now, the pressure of the owners. The owners are accused to give the priority to economic and political concern more than the quality of the civic mission, meaning the duty to provide public the best news possible in order to serve democracy. Last reason, disoriented your audience with general defense, post-truth area, and artificial intelligence. In conclusion, suggest some possible solution, and we will develop the most efficient one in the paper. Thank you.